What is up, everybody? I'm back. Finally got my living situation figured out. And this video is going to be kind of a rant slash experience slash opinions on certain shit that I have observed and witnessed for the last 10 years. Now, I'm actually just finishing up eating dinner. And I wanted to get this video going while it was fresh in my mind because I do not understand the direction that horror is headed and has been on the path of this destruction for the last, I would have to say, 20 years. I just recently watched I guess you would call it the sequel to the original The Blair Witch Project. I believe the original came out in 1998, which was a big box office smash. In terms of the amount of money it took for the film to be made and the actual gross amount that it made at the box office, it just killed it. And a lot of people have this kind of idea that the Blair Witch Project is kind of the foundation, is the very first film that was kind of the found footage idea. And I want to go ahead and clarify for you guys, and you can see the title right there, top left, Cannibal Holocaust. Now, that movie is got to be one of the most... Let me go ahead and show you guys the actual cover. Cannibal Holocaust. As far as most controversial... Sorry, I cannot speak tonight for some reason. Most controversial movie ever made. I don't know about most controversial, but it's definitely up there. It's got to be in the top 10. Now, if you guys don't know about this movie, the director was actually questioned and taken in for supposedly actually thinking these people were really killed in this movie. For anybody that's squeamish about animal killings or torture, completely stay away from this movie. This movie is not friendly to animals. It's not friendly to women whatsoever. So if you're squeamish about any one of those things right there, completely avoid this movie. I'm not making this about a review for Cannibal Holocaust, even though this is a great horror, suspense, cannibal type movie. This is the original found footage film. This movie came out years and years before the Blair Witch. This came out in the late 70s, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 1977 or 78. I don't know why it doesn't have it on here on the back. But yeah, so just putting that to rest, that the Blair Witch, this movie right here, is not the first film to be the found footage type of movie. Now, when this movie came out and I saw this, not in theaters, but I saw it at home, this movie scared the shit out of me. I'm going to be straight up with you. Now, I know there's a huge cult following for this movie. There's a lot of people that praise this movie and think it's great for what it is. And I'm one of those people. I absolutely love this movie. I've seen this movie, I don't know, 30 or 40 times, and I could watch it again. Just because the fact of the matter for this movie is, now there's going to be spoilers about this movie and some others, so if you don't want to hear spoilers about the Blair Witch or some other found footage films, then go ahead and stop this right now. The great aspect about this movie is they use suspense, they use atmosphere, they use real life situations and fears and drama to play out a real life horror film. And the greatest thing about this movie is, and if they would have actually played through and shown this, it would have killed the whole movie, is the fact that they never show the witch. Now I know a lot of people say there's this part where they hear a baby and there's kids around their tent and they all go running out of the tent through the woods, and God, what is the girl's name? I don't know. I can't remember the girl's name. But basically, she's running, and you can just see her screaming and turns the camera, and that's supposedly supposed to have been the witch showing. But it never turns or shows anything. It's just completely dark. Now, I'm so happy they didn't, because it left it a mystery. It used it for the viewer to use their imagination to kind of play out however they think this ghostly witch or whatever it looks like is whatever the viewer wants it to be. Now, I think that's an absolutely brilliant idea. Now, so much to do with the way horror, quote unquote, horror movies are today is they throw as much fucking gore and bullshit and crap at you and stupid sounds and a door closing and a gust of wind, and that is what is supposed to be scary. That is what is supposed to frighten you. Now, that probably does frighten people. I'm not saying that it doesn't frighten certain individuals out there, but for the real horror fan, the real person that gets scared, or it actually stays with them days after they've seen a movie, that does not get them. Now, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Martyrs. One of the best horror suspense movies I've ever seen. This is easily in my top 5. This movie stuck with me 3 or 4 days after I watched it. Now, that to me is genuine fucking badass horror. It actually makes you think about what the hell went on in this movie, and my God, that could actually happen to me. Now, when I actually watched the sequel, or was supposed to be the sequel that came out last year, the ultimate bullshit that it was, I seriously had no words for this movie, and that people actually encourage and condone that it was a good movie. I mean, obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I just cannot believe when I actually heard that people were saying it was a good sequel. I was just at a loss. There was just absolutely nothing original about the movie whatsoever. The ending, they just throw all this bullshit in there. They show a bunch of stuff, and again, all it is shape shifting and random noises, and I just don't understand it, guys. I really do not understand why people continue to see this stuff and feed money to Hollywood. Now, this is the exact reason that they continue to pump this bullshit out, is because it takes in tons of money. If people stop going, if people quit going to these types of movies, then Hollywood is going to stop producing and making them and rolling them out in 4 or 5 every year. So that's kind of my opinion on it, guys. I really wish we could just get horror movies that actually take some thought, that have some suspense, that have atmosphere, that have originality, like when Halloween came out, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, or The Omen. And now everybody just wants to piggyback on this stuff and just continue to make the same shit over and over, but absolutely kills it. Let me know what you guys think about what I've said here in this video today, because honestly, it is just getting ridiculous. I really hope that someone starts to make a change in the way, in the direction that horror is headed. That's all I got for this video, guys, and I'm going to be able to start making more videos soon for you, but I really felt compelled and wanted to make this one. So let me know what you guys think. Take care.